Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to our next section of notes. Okay, this is actually the second one this week. All sorts of notes this week. So it's going to be page 44 in your notes. Okay. Whoa, what the heck just happened? Uh-oh, hold on. There we go. Okay, it's going to be on page 44 of your notes. Now, this is just the basic subject. That's not your title. The title is actually this right here. Finding equations from a graph. Okay, so without further ado, here we go. Oh, look at that. Okay, there is an equation. Or I'm sorry, there is a quiz. Okay, tomorrow we are taking a bell ringer quiz again. Here's the quiz. Okay, if I were you, I would work this so that you have the answers all ready to go. But that would just be me. Okay, moving on. As always, here's our goal. Okay, we are going to today be able to look at a graph and then find out what that equation is. Okay, so without further ado, the first thing that we need to do is we need to find the y-intercept. Okay, find the y-intercept. That's our first section. Now, it's obscenely easy. Okay, you saw it on that big packet we did. I've mentioned it a couple times, okay? Sometimes we call it the starting point, but the y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis. So if I look, this line crosses right here, okay? That point is 0, 2. So when I have my equation y equals mx plus b, because remember, when I'm trying to find an equation, that's what I'm looking for. I know that my b is this 2. So I know now that it's going to be y equals mx plus 2. Okay? Super easy, right? Well, there we go. Okay? Now for the next one. Got to erase all this by hand. Okay? On to the next page. Now we have to find the slope. Okay, after we found the y-intercept, so I'm going to write it up here. We had y equals mx plus 2. Find the slope. Now, we've done this already. Okay, remember when we did vertical change over horizontal change? Okay, we did vertical over horizontal. Well, that is the same as saying rise over run. Sometimes you will see the phrase rise over run. You have to know that that means slope. So to do that, we are going to think back to the lesson that we did today. Okay, first we're going to pick 2 points. Now, remember the activity with the city map and the streets. Okay, we had to make sure that we were at 2 separate cross streets. It wasn't okay to just say, hey, I'm on E. It was, I'm on E and 10th, or I'm on Market and 4th. Okay, just like this. Okay, if I look at this point right here, whoa, hold on. If I look at just this, that point, okay, it is only on this street right here. It is not on another cross street. So that point does not work. Okay, I will say this. If you've got the y-intercept, hey, there's one point. It's on 2 cross streets. And if I look over, okay, that one is also, whoops, this one right here is also at 2 cross streets. Sometimes you have to look carefully, okay, but they will be there. Now, after I do that, I count the rise and the run. Okay, that's just like counting the city blocks that we did in today's activity. Okay, I'm going to go north and south first. So here I went 2 blocks north, and I went 1, 2, 3 blocks east. Now, if we remember, okay, south and west, okay, are negative. So this right here is important for the third step. We write it rise over run in a fraction form. So m equals rise over run, okay, which means it's going to be 2 over 3. Now, I went 2 north and I went 3 east, which means these are both positive. Okay, so if I want to, I can just say 2 over 3 like that. So that up here is my m. So I'm going to erase the m here, and I'm going to write 2 over 3. Okay, that's my equation. Now there's one little thing we're going to go over now. Okay, is it positive or negative? And this is for the slope. This right here is talking about the slope. If the line is going up, that means when I say I mean the slope is positive. Okay, down means the slope is negative. Now again, we already found out that we had a positive 2/3. Okay, but if we look, this line is going up, which means the slope is positive. So the y-intercept was 2, slope is 2/3, which then gives us that equation again. All right. Next page. Here's some practice. Okay, I would suggest you pause it, try them on your own. Okay, they need to go in your notebook, but I would suggest you pause it, try them on your own, and then check. Okay, so I will go with them right now. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to mark my y-intercept, which is, if I'm looking, right here. That point is 0, 2, so then this number right here is my y-intercept. When I write my equation, it's going to be y equals something x plus 2. Now I want to find my slope. Okay? Now it's kind of tricky here, but this one is the point we're going to use. So when I look over, I went 1 block north, so m equals 1 north, which is a positive. Over, I went 1, 2, 3, 4 east, so that is also a positive 4, which equals 1/4. So then my equation is y equals 1/4 x plus 2. Here's my next one. First, I find the y-intercept. Okay, this y-intercept is 0, 2. So again, when I write my equation, it will be y equals something x plus 2. Now when I pick my points, I have one point right here. My second point right there, we'll say. I count, I go 1, 2, 3. I went 3 south. So remember, 3, but since I went south, that means it's going to be a negative. Over, I went 1 block east. That's a positive. Okay, negative 3 over 1. I can simplify it, or I can reduce it to negative 3. So then my answer is negative 3x plus 2. Last one, 0, 2. Again, man, these are all zeros. So I know my equation is going to be y equals some x plus 2. Okay, now though I look, here's a point I can use. I went over, okay. Now, this is tricky because north and south, I went 0 north or south. So I need to make sure I put that number, okay. And then I went 2 to the east, okay. Remember, east goes on the bottom, okay. I'm going to kind of actually rewrite this so we can re-talk about it. When I look, the only numbers I have are this 2 here that I went east on. If we remember, though, east goes on the bottom. East goes in the denominator, so it's going to be 2 east there. I still need to have a number in this spot here. Well, I didn't travel up or down. I did not go north or south, so that means it is a 0. So then my slope would be y equals 0x plus 2. An even better way would just be y equals 2. There it is. There's our notes. Hope you took them. Hope you did the practice. See you tomorrow.